Hello and welcome to another video, and as of a couple of days ago, we have hit 2 million subscribers. Boy! Table is massively impeding my ability to celebrate, but I'm very happy. I'm very appreciative of you guys. You guys are absolute sickos. It took so long. I got to 1.9 ages ago, and the last 100k just dragged on for what seemed like forever, but we've finally done it. 2 million subscribers, that is an absolute madness. I can remember back in the day, like 7.5, 8 years ago when I was a teacher, I remember starting YouTube and desperately trying to hit 100 subscribers. I remember thinking like, I have another 30 or so to go to hit 100, and I remember getting like 50 views on the video. So the fact I'm now sitting here with 2 million subscribers is absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, massive thank you. Now before we start, two quick key things. The first one being, if you're one of those 2 million subscribers, you are an amazing person. Please celebrate this fact with me by dropping the video a like. And if you are not one of those people and you're sat there thinking, this is awkward, then please rectify that by subscribing now. I'll give you a few seconds to do it, much appreciated. Nice one. The second one is that my book, The 24/7 Body, I've just found out it is a Sunday Times bestseller. That is absolutely mad. Like, you know what that means? Basically, Sunday Times bestseller, it's like the nerdy book equivalent of the music charts, right? So it means I'm in the top 10. My book is 6th in the whole of the UK of all book sales, which is ridiculous. If you've not bought it yet, top link in the description, go and get involved. If you are struggling with your diet or your training, I genuinely believe this book will change your life, and it costs like £11, right? So if you're not willing to spend £11 to change your life, what is wrong with you? Top link in the description. You can get it for 30% off right now on Amazon. Go and get involved. Oh, and if you're one of the absolute heroes who's already bought it, please do me a favor and leave me a review. Like, good reviews on Amazon really help me out, so I'd massively appreciate that. Anyway, who cares? Let's get on with the video. Am I right? Today, I'm going to be reviewing my subscribers, aka you guys' gyms, or home gyms to be more precise. So I put a thing on my Instagram story the other day asking for you guys to send me videos of your home gyms. I got about 50 million, most of which look like they've been filmed on your grandma's calculator, but I finally sifted through them, picked out some good ones / interesting ones, and today I'm going to review them for your viewing pleasure. Saying pleasure in a video just sounds weird. Right, to make this fair, I've put these gyms into categories, right? 3 categories based on budget. Now, I don't know the budget of these gyms, I'm just making an assumption, but I figured it's not fair to compare a gym that's cost like loads of money with a gym that someone built for next to nothing. So the gyms are going to come in 3 classes. We're going to have tier 1, which is the ones that have spent a good amount of money on them, tier 2, like a reasonable, a bit of money, tier 3, pretty much no money at all. Now, to make the review process as objective as possible, because I'm an objective kind of guy, I'm going to judge the gyms on 6 different areas. Each of those areas we marked out of 5, giving you a total max score of 30 points. The 6 areas will be bodybuilding, i.e. how easy is it to bodybuild, to train for hypertrophy in your gym. Powerlifting, so how well is your gym set up to squat, bench, and deadlift. Cardio, so what kind of cardio facilities does your gym have? I mean, I couldn't care less, but I imagine some of you guys probably do care. Aesthetic, i.e. how sick does your gym look. Ingenuity, so have you done any cool, like clever, quirky, kind of organized type things in the gym. And then lastly, and this is a key one, mat points, i.e. how much do I like your gym? Okay, we're going in, this is exciting, am I right? We're gonna start with tier 3, aka the lowest tier, aka the tier that costs pretty much next to no money, because I figure we can kind of work our way up through the budgets, you know? So, coming in first is someone called Cathal Napers. I mean, I'm basically using your names based on your email, so if this is not your name, I apologize. Sort your email address out. Okay, Cathal, game on, let's see what we're dealing with here. Okay, solid bench, setup. What in God's name is that? I mean, that is a pretty big fire hazard. Like, if someone drops a match in there, your gym's going down. That's pretty sick. Like, I'm all for home. If you've built a squat rack, that is nuts, right? You're an absolute hero in my eyes. From the looks of it, so we've got a rack, we've got a barbell, we've got some kind of metal thin plates there. We got, I mean, an abundance. Is that it? Okay. You sent me a 10-second video. What are you doing? We've got an abundance of like firewood. I guess you can heat the gym up quite effectively. That's literally it, right? Oh, okay, quite a few plates down there, to be fair. Like a reasonable amount of weight. Collars, plates on the bar. It could be worse, right? Again, having spent very little money, that's a pretty decent, oh, it's not a decent setup, it's a mediocre setup. So let's go through the ratings. We're gonna go bodybuilding. For bodybuilding, I mean, you've got a barbell, you've got some plates. I'm gonna go for a 2 out of 5 for bodybuilding. Powerlifting, I mean, you can technically bench press. Not the best setup, but you can do it. You can bench press, so that's fine. Deadlift, like, there's a floor, you've got some weights. Not optimal like plate height, so you're going to be doing almost a deficit deadlift, but you can deadlift. Squat, you can squat, so yeah, it could be worse. We're going to say, I mean, not an abundance of plates, but given, again, we're doing this in context, right? So I'm grading these based on the fact they've spent very little money. You can't judge this against like a sick gym setup. For powerlifting, I'm going to go there for a 3.5. I have to write these down because I'm definitely going to forget. Okay, cardio, I mean, literally nothing. I'm sorry, but that's a 0. That has to be a 0 for cardio. Aesthetic, I mean, I don't want to be mean, but like, I mean, it's kind of cool in like a lumberjack peasant kind of way, but like, I'm gonna give it a 1 just because it's funny. Like, at least it isn't just terrible. It's almost so bad that it's funny. Do you know what I mean? That is quite a funny setup. And then ingenuity, we're gonna go high because this person has built a squat rack. You've built a rack out of wood, like that's sick. So I'm gonna go for a 4. And then finally, Matt points, like, I find it funny. It just looks funny, you know what I mean? And like, again, I think that's better than buying a squat rack. Is obviously better, but like building one, that's just way cooler. So again, that scores some good Matt points. I'm gonna give you a 4 for that. So that gives you a total of 14.5 out of 30. Fairly weak start. Next up, Danny Healy, excellent. Literally the smallest file size I've ever seen. Like, as if there's even phones that exist that film videos in this smaller capacity. Why am I just looking at a dog here? If that's your gym, then you're gonna get a low mark, mate. Okay, what are we dealing with? Okay, like an actual bar. Plates, we've got some matting on the floor, punch bag, yes. I mean, to be fair, why have I put this in this category? We've actually got some stuff. You've got a hex bar there, a few dumbbells, a basketball, not included, that doesn't count. Okay, this is the guy, so this is sick. So this guy, I think, is like a mechanic, and they've used like bits like car jacks here to like make a like a rack to bench on. That's gonna get some good ingenuity points. Again, that's incredible. They've used random shit just to make like a rack. So again, ingenuity, like that is extremely commendable. And again, that is it. Why are these videos so short? Let's grade the gym. I'm gonna go bodybuilding 2.5. I mean, you've got a few dumbbells, you've got a bench and a rack, but again, nothing beyond that, so you are gonna be limited. You can do, you know, a good range of stuff, but you can't do loads. Powerlifting, I guess like a 2.5 again. I mean, you can squat, bench and deadlift, but like, I would be terrified to bench on that and fairly scared to squat on that. Cardio, is there any I mean, you got a punch bag, you got a basketball, like we're scraping the barrel here, but that is, I mean, you can do cardio, right? I think it's like a skipping rope, possibly skipping rope. Maybe like a band. I'm gonna go with a solid 3 for cardio. Aesthetic, I mean, I don't want to be mean here, but I feel like you haven't prioritized the aesthetic. The fact there's just a dog sat there straight away doesn't, you know, it's kind of, alarm bells are ringing. I'm gonna go for a 1, if I'm honest. Ingenuity, again, like solid effort. You've literally built a bench press. You've also, like I said, built a squat rack. That is pretty impressive. I'm gonna go for a 4 because I think you've gone all out on that front. And then finally, Matt points. Again, I like the fact that you've built stuff yourself. Like, you've gone to town, like trying to create a decent training environment. I'm gonna go for a 4. I'm gonna go for a 4. Which gives you a total score of 17 out of 30, and you take the lead. Congrats, Danny Healy. Right, next up, Philip Wester. This is a sick one. So this guy is only sent in images, which, I mean, not ideal, but like, look at this. How sick is this? So this is literally just an outdoor gym, like all, by the looks of it, homemade stuff. That's pretty sick, am I right? So we've got like a rack over there. Where's the rack? Here's the rack. I mean, is that safe? Almost certainly not. Quite a small bench. You're gonna have to have quite a restricted torso length to use that. But again, they've made it. Like, those plates are concrete. Dumbbells, like a little kind of some fixed barbells, plates out of concrete, like a pull-up station. That is an incredible setup. Doing that, just building that from scratch, what an absolute hero you are. So let's grade it. I mean, you've got some fixed barbells, you've got some dumbbells, you can squat, you can bench. I'm gonna go bodybuilding, I'm gonna go for a 3.5. Somewhat controversial, but I've done it, it's in. Powerlifting, not as good. I mean, you can bench, you can squat. Seems to be a reasonable amount of weight. Deadlifting with that on the grass, definitely not ideal. I'm gonna go for a 2. Cardio, I mean, you can run around, but that doesn't really count. I don't see any cardio facilities to speak of. I'm gonna have to go a 0. That feels harsh, but I'm sorry. Aesthetic, I think it's kind of a balance between looking like shit, but also looking really cool. Like, I'm gonna say 3.5. Ingenuity, absolutely off the charts. If I could give it a 6, I would. I'm gonna say 5. And then Matt points, again, just because you've literally built everything, like, that is an incredible thing to build from scratch. I'm gonna say 4.5, which gives Philip Wester a score of 18.5 out of 30, aka number 1, my friend. Next up, Tom Gallion, aka Tom Gallion. I love the fact that you're starting the video outside, just like slowly teasing the space. That is an incredible, that's adds to the points for sure. Okay, a lot of homemade stuff. That is, I remember this one. This is amazing. Like massive homemade dumbbells. Milk bottles filled with what, sand, cement maybe. That's like the oldest pec deck I've ever seen. I'll be terrified to use that, but it's better than nothing. Right, that bar, that is the thick. What even is that? Is that? Pretty sure that's a bit of scaffolding. You've made a bar out of scaffolding, and you've got 2 wooden like rack bits, freestanding racks. That's pretty sick for ingenuity. Like that's very, very impressive. You've got a random kettlebell there, 2 kettlebells actually. Okay, I mean, we've got a mixed bag here, and we've got an actual punch bag as well. Nice little Hoover in the corner there. That's important. Okay, let's grade this bad boy. Bodybuilding. Actually a good range of dumbbells. You've got like a little easy bar there. You've got, obviously you can bench. You've got a pec deck. Possibly, can you reverse fly on that? Probably, no you can't, but you can. It's a pec deck, right? I mean, pec decks are pretty good in the bodybuilding world. I'm gonna go for a, given the circumstances and the cost, i.e. nothing, I'm gonna go for a 4. Powerlifting, I mean, like, you've got a bench, but it's not ideal. I mean, can you deadlift there? Have you got any plates? You can't deadlift on milk bottles. Kettlebell's probably not great either, so you can't really deadlift. Can you squat in there? If you're about 3 feet tall, yes. Otherwise, absolutely no. Oh, does that go high? How high does that go? I mean, for powerlifting, you're struggling. I'm gonna have to give you like a, 1 because you can barely do any powerlifting at all. Cardio, again, you've got a punch bag, so you can do some cardio. Again, it's better than nothing. Let's go for a 2.5. Aesthetic, I mean, the common theme with these gyms that the aesthetic is not the priority. I mean, can you get a worse aesthetic than this? Look at that. I mean, here, that shot, it looks like I'm in Tesco's right now, like the milk aisle of Tesco's. I'm gonna have to go for like a 0.5 on aesthetic, I'm sorry. Ingenuity, however, that is a different story. Like, incredible, the fact you've made those massive dumbbells, you've made the rack, you've made like all of the weights. I say you've made them, you're using milk bottles filled with stuff, but still that requires a good amount of ingenuity. I'm gonna go for a 4. And then finally, mat points. Oh, this is a tough one because it is an ugly gym, but like, again, you've got quite a good range of stuff. The milk bottles are, just for like comedic value, like it is very funny. It'd be funny to bring your mates round to see if this was your gym. I'm gonna give you a 3.5, which gives you a total score of 15.5. So I'm afraid, Tom, not good enough for first place. Okay, I had a 5th. I was gonna do 5 gyms in each category, 15 in total, but I think the video is gonna be about 3.5 hours long. So I'm gonna cut it there. We're gonna leave it at 4 gyms in that category, and hopefully 4 gyms in every category. And that means, leaving at that point, that Philip Wester is the champion, is the king of tier 3. Philip Wester, you have the greatest home gym out of everyone that spent pretty much no money. Moving on to tier 2, and by the way, if you're wondering what the sacked folder is, like, I had about 40 million entries. I spent so long downloading them all, and then realised the video would be way too long, so I sacked loads of them off. I might use them at a later date. If you want to see another video along similar lines, make sure you drop this video a like, let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, tier 2, let's move on. So first up, tier 2, we have Ash Dicko. I chose you first because you've got Dick in your name now. This is a 5-second video. Why, like, sending me 5-second videos is not ideal, although to be fair, I guess that is a limited space, so it's understandable. By the way, tier 2, we're talking about gyms that have, like, you've spent some money on them, but like, you know, you haven't gone balls out, but yeah, you've spent some money. It isn't like you haven't like built it from scratch, you know? First thing to say, that plate storage on either side, that's sick. Like, I like that. That's very satisfying. It's very, like, the ingenuity score there is going to be high because I like the fact that it all ties in. I mean, not the most efficient use of space, just in the sense that you can only get like 10 plates in total, but I guess, like, for most people, that's a good amount. We've got some dumbbells in the back there. We've got a bike, obviously a rack, a decent barbell. So you've got like a safety squat bar type thing back there, a bench, like a, what do you call that? Like a ski erg type thing. So cardio score is going to be high. Let's go straight in with the scores here. Bodybuilding, again, I'm going to have to be more harsh here because this is a tier 2 gym. The person spent like a reasonable amount of money here. So for bodybuilding, can see some kettlebells, a couple of dumbbells. It's not great, let's be honest, it's not great for bodybuilding. I feel like I get the idea this guy's probably more of like maybe a CrossFit functional type person. Bodybuilding, we're gonna go for a 2. Powerlifting, I mean, pretty decent. Like, you can squat, you can bench press, you can deadlift, you've got bumper plates there. You obviously can't get a huge amount of weight on the bar because the bumpers are thick, but again, for most people, that is a pretty decent setup. Powerlifting wise, I'm gonna give you a, I'm gonna say 4. Cardio, like, I mean, you're not gonna get much better than that. That's pretty good. You've got 2 really decent options there. You've got some TRX things knocking about there as well. So a bike, a ski erg. Is that a lawnmower down there? I'm gonna chuck it into the mix. I'm gonna say a 4.5 for cardio. Aesthetic, like, it's quite, again, it's super satisfying how the rack lines up with that little brick section of the wall. Those things, the plate holders, they're really cool. The general color theme, it's a little bit messy for me. I'm gonna say a 3. Ingenuity, not much going on apart from those. They are really cool. I'm a big fan of that. That's like, I don't know if you built those or they just happen to be there, but that is pretty cool. So for that alone, I'm gonna go 3. And then overall map points, I'm gonna go 2 map points. I'm sorry. That gives you a total score of 18.5 to be fair, Ash, which is a pretty solid score. That's gonna take some beating. Moving on, Ben Whitby. Big Benny Whitby. Okay, similar kind of space, like that kind of narrow, I mean, it's a single garage, right? So limited space. I mean, I guess you haven't gone for the aesthetic look, more of a functional kind of vibe. I get the impression you probably spent less than the last person, but I mean, that's a pretty solid range of stuff. So you've got a good number of dumbbells. Looks like, you know, real low ones up to pretty massive ones. They look like maybe 40s or so. You've got a rack with what looks like a Smith machine as well. That's pretty sick. I'm not a big Smith machine fan, but like, that gives you a lot of options there. You've got a bench. What even is that? A leg extension, leg curl, I guess. Looks like it hasn't been used for about 400 years, but you've got it. Like a lat pull down, which you could use for other cable movements. Got some other attachments, other bars. That's a pretty solid setup. I mean, I feel like this person's worked hard to accumulate this stuff. Some other random stuff in the corner. Right, let's get to the grading. I'm gonna say bodybuilding. That's a pretty good range. Like, you can do some good back movements there. You can do pull-ups. Like, you can do a variety of push movements with the dumbbells, the bar, but also the Smith machine. That is quite useful in that respect. It seems to be as well, actually. Like, is that a cable attachment, a cable pulley thing up there? It's like a Smith machine, a rack, and a cable pulley. That is pretty impressive. Bodybuilding, I'm gonna go 4, because I feel like you can do quite a lot there. Powerlifting, not ideal. You can squat, but that bar doesn't look great. I mean, the barbell is a small barbell. I can't see, there's loads of plates, but they're all little ones. You're gonna struggle to get much weight on the bar. Deadlifting with those tiny plates is gonna absolutely suck. So powerlifting wise, not ideal. You can do it, but it's not a brilliant setup. I'm gonna go for a 1.5. Cardio, I'm sorry, but literally you have no cardio equipment there. I don't care, I have no cardio. Just a disclaimer, I don't do cardio, I have no cardio equipment, so I'm just being objective here and just calling it, you know, as everyone else would, I guess. Cardio has got to be like a 0. Aesthetic doesn't look too bad, you know. My first thoughts were it's kind of messy and ugly, but like, you know, you've got the little token AstroTurf there. It's kind of a grey industrial feel. It's not too bad, at least it's fairly color coordinated. You know, it's generally just black and grey. I'm gonna go for a 2.5. Ingenuity, I mean, you don't seem to have really made anything or done any cool alterations yourself, but like this machine alone, is that like there's a pec deck back there, right? You've got a pec deck, you've got cables. You didn't make this machine, but like, that's a cool machine. It does pretty much everything. I'm gonna say a 3. And then finally, map points. Like, again, I'm a powerlifter. For me, this gym, for my personal interest, this gym would not be ideal. I'm gonna go for a 2, which gives you a total score of 13, Ben. Not ideal, I thought it was better than that actually, but yeah, 13. Big Bad Braddy Wheeler. Brad actually narrated this, gave me an absolute commentary here, which I'm gonna cut out because Brad, I'm sorry my friend, we're looking at the gym, but Brad is a paramedic by the looks of things, so Brad, you're a hero. Okay, let's look at the gym. Jesus Louises, that's a lot of stuff. I get the impression based on the map and like this is like helmets. Brad is probably some kind of climber. Right, this is, I mean, a 2-minute video. Thanks, Brad. That's much more useful than the other like 5-second options I have. Okay, a rack, like a lot of bands. Seem to have a lot of kind of little miscellaneous random bits. You're obviously an extremely organized / bordering on OCD type person, because that is very, very set out. Yeah, so you've got a full, not a full rack, but a semi-full, like a 3/4 rack. You've got a bench, an incline bench. You've got my book on the seat straight away. You're gonna be marked up for that. Let's let the video roll on. Boring, boring. Yes, Brad, what a guy. Okay, a whiteboard. I mean, okay, there we go. Thank you very much. A climbing wall. Are those Scrabble pieces there? Don't know, but you got a climbing wall. For most people, probably not of much use, but that is pretty sick. And like, I guess you can do cardio. My only kind of complaint / query would be, how do you climb a wall that's like not much higher than you? You can't do much. I guess you can do like lateral climbing or whatever. Still, that's pretty sick, right? It's a pretty sick addition to a gym. Let's let it roll on. You got a TV, nice. Well, I find personally, TVs in a gym for me are not the one. I feel like it's just a distraction. Lots of like screws, not relevant, but still commendable organization. Bike, that's a bit messy. Probably shouldn't have shown me that in hindsight, mate. I'm going to mark you down for that. Okay, bodybuilding. You've got some dumbbells, you've got an easy bar there, plates, a reasonable amount of plates, attachments, collars. What can we do on this thing here? That looks like, is that a lat pull down? Whoa, bro. Okay, a little transition there. That's like a lat, oh, you got like a cable thing. Okay, so you can do like lat pull down, tricep exercise, because you can anchor it from the bottom, so you can do like stuff pulling up as well. That's quite useful. Okay, bodybuilding, I'm gonna go for a 3.5. Powerlifting, like going back to the start, so you can obviously squat fine, you can bench press fine. Where's the bar? There's definitely a barbell here. There must be a barbell. It might be in thick here. Yeah, there we go. So you got a full size barbell there. You can bench, you can squat. I mean, deadlifting's not gonna be ideal because it's quite cluttered. Can you fit a deadlift in there? You could do deadlift, I'm sure. The plates, again, for me, deadlifting on those plates is not ideal because they're reduced size plates, so it's almost a deficit, or it is a deficit deadlift. But you can do the lift. Again, I'm gonna go for a 3.5 because it's a nice rack, to be fair. You've got a nice rack, Brad. Cardio, I mean, you've got a climbing wall, that's pretty sick. I guess that counts as cardio, right? Where is it? Yeah, climbing wall, chalk, that's pretty sick. Like, in terms of exciting cardio, that's up there. Again, like a little sneaker lawnmower down there, you can run around with that. I'm gonna go for a 3.5 again. Consistently 3.5s here. Aesthetic, I'm sorry, Brad, but it's not doing it for me. Like, in the sense that it's very organized, that's really satisfying, but it obviously is a bit of a mess in terms of colors and layout, so I'm gonna go for a 2. Ingenuity, like, that's sick. You've literally hung everything on the wall. Like, you have made the most of this space. I'm gonna go for a 4 for ingenuity because you've got a climbing wall as well. And then mat points, I mean, again, looking at my own personal perspective, the powerlifting setup's not ideal. There is a lot of stuff there. It just does look a bit, I'm sorry, it just looks a little bit messy for me. So I'm gonna go for a 2, which gives you a total score of 18.5. That is higher than I expected, jeez Louise. But before we move on, a quick honorary announcement for Luke Donahue. Now, Luke is the guy that suggested this video idea, so Luke, massively appreciate that. Luke, I can't include your gym in the competition because it doesn't fit in the categories, right? Now, that's a nice setup. I wouldn't call it a tier 3 setup because you haven't spent a huge amount of money there, but you have spent a good amount of money. Like, you've got a lot of plates, you've got 2 fold-away racks, so I can't put you in the tier 2. I feel like you don't belong in tier 2 or tier, what's the top tier? Tier 1. Basically, yeah, there's no tier for you, for your gym specifically, but I wanted to include you because you're a sick guy who suggested the video. On a side note, these fold-away racks are amazing. You've got 2 full racks you can pull out there, but obviously you can put them back and that gives you loads of space here. Nice bike, nice rings, little ski erg thing. You would score very highly, to be fair, but like I said, I'm afraid I cannot include you in the comp. In hindsight, that seems quite harsh, but life is hard. Final entry, Vagina. I don't think that's your name. That was just the name I got from the email. I apologize. Straight away, 27-second video with a marquee. This is absolutely ideal. Open the door, open the flap. I want to see what's in this. That is, okay, yeah, nice. That's awesome. I mean, I was thinking, to be fair, at this point, like, lifting on grass definitely is gonna suck. You've got a whole wooden platform. If you've built that, I'm gonna assume, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and assume you've built that yourself. That's amazing. That makes things, that is a game changer in terms of a garden gym. Okay, that's actually quite a sick setup. Right, there's nothing on that to the right, so we're just looking at this. You've got a half rack. Nice. You've got like a dip pull-up kind of parallel type station. You've got a bench, an incline bench. Not a massive fan of those narrow benches, but obviously you could bench here, so that's fine. Another bench, like that's a pretty decent setup. You've got a barbell, an easy bar, a good amount of plates. They look to be possibly full size. These ones aren't. Got some dumbbells there. That's a reasonable setup. And the fact that it's in a marquee, that's pretty sick. You got a heater as well, so that's quite handy. Let's jump straight to the scores. Bodybuilding, I'm gonna say 4. I gave the last guy 3.5, and you've got a better setup for bodybuilding than that. Powerlifting, that's, you know, squatting, fine. Bench press, you have to use that bench. It's not an amazing bench, but you could bench there, wouldn't be too bad. Deadlift, I guess it's not too bad. You haven't got that many plates, so I guess you're gonna struggle to lift heavy. Powerlifting, I'm gonna say 3.5. Cardio, I mean, I can't see any cardio stuff whatsoever, so I feel bad here, but that's gonna have to be a 0. Aesthetic, I mean, it does look pretty sick. It's kind of cool. The fact that it's in a marquee, like that is pretty nuts. Just because it's a bit different, and like you could get married there as well, I'm gonna say a 3.5. Ingenuity, I'm going 4. Like you've got it in a marquee, you've built your floor, that's it. And then mat points, again, similar to the Ingenuity, I'm impressed with what you've done there. I'm gonna go 4, which gives you a total score of 19 points. Holy Jagamola, you've taken the lead, my friend, and that's done. So that means you are officially the owner of the greatest home gym in Tier 2. Congratulations. What a time to be alive. Right, third and final category is Tier 1, the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme. These are the guys, the people, the women, the humans who have spent a good amount, a fairly substantial amount on a home gym setup. They've gone all out. They're either loaded or they're just now bankrupt. They spent all the money on their home gym. Let's start with Tom Perrins. .mov. Straight away, I've got to admire the fact you've tried to sneak in your Instagram handle there. Well played. I'm going to mark you down for that, however. Looking at the gym though, this is pretty sick. Like that's a pretty decent setup. You've got an abundance, I can see in the mirror, that's all good, mark down for that. You've got an abundance of stuff. I guess not as many dumbbells as you would like for this tier of gym. Again, we're going to be marking harshly here because this is like people that have spent a good amount of money. Like 2 racks, 2.5 racks, a leg press, that's quite impressive. I haven't seen many plates. Sonos, nice. Snap, okay, a pec deck / reverse fly, that's extremely handy. Like a machine chest press / incline chest press, I guess. But going back, like I can't see many plates. Oh, whoa, what's there? Okay, you got a cable as well. That's quite impressive, that's useful. That gives you a range of options there, pull-ups as well. I just can't see many plates if I'm looking around here. You've got a few down there. Again, for a gym of this tier, I'm looking for more dumbbells, I'm looking for more plates. So although that is a nice clean setup with a good amount of stuff, in terms of actual functionality and weights, not as much as I would like. Bodybuilding wise, I'm gonna go for a 4. Powerlifting, I didn't see the barbell. Where's the bar? Okay, there's a decent barbell. That's actually a nice fixed bench, to be fair. So benching is good. Squatting, also good. Deadlifting, yeah, I don't know if they're full. Yeah, they are full size plates, but like no bumper plates. And again, not a huge amount of plates, so you're not gonna be able to go mega heavy. I'm gonna go for a 3. And then cardio, like, can we do any cardio here? Not that I want to, but no, there's a little thing on the floor that I can't include, that doesn't count. No, we got nothing for cardio, so I'm afraid it's gonna have to be a 0. Aesthetic, I think it looks pretty sick. This is just, this screams like home gym. Do you know what I mean? This is like a standard home gym setup. I think it looks quite nice. I'm gonna go for a 4 on the aesthetic. In fact, scrap that. I mean, you haven't decorated, you just put stuff in a bricked room like a garage. I'm gonna go for a 3. Ingenuity, I mean, nothing groundbreaking here. That's not a bad thing, but like there's nothing, you know, you haven't broken the mold here as such. I'm gonna go for like a 2 for Ingenuity. And then mat points, I do like it. It looks quite cool. Again, nice range of machines, which is incredible for a home gym. I'm gonna give you a 3.5, which gives you a grand total of 15.5, which sounds harsh, but again, this is the top tier, so I'm judging them accordingly. Next up, Belliana. Is that your name? Probably not, but it's what it says in the email. That is ridiculous. I remember this one. This is, I mean, putting out there, this is gonna win. Like, as if, do you know what I mean? This is a ridiculous setup. Like, this is you're getting close to kind of optimal, you know, as good as it gets within reason for a home gym. That is a sick setup. Savage garage gym, like that almost rhymes, which is kind of cool as well. Let's turn this around back to the start. Like, that's pretty nuts, isn't it? Come on, you're gonna struggle to beat that for a home gym. A solid range of pretty much everything. I guess no bodybuilding stuff, no you know, machines as such, but I'm looking at this from a powerlifting standpoint. That is absolutely ideal. So bodybuilding wise, was there anything on that far wall? Let me just kind of check that quickly. Oh, okay. You've got a dual cable pulley and you've got a leg extension, leg curl. That's pretty sick. That's gonna increase your score. So bodybuilding, again, given the tier, I'm gonna go for a 3.5. Powerlifting, to be honest, like, look at the range of plates. You've got Rogue bumper plates, metal plates, you've got old school rubber plates. You can squat perfectly, you can bench perfectly. You've got a range of barbells there, possibly a deadlift bar. Like, that's nuts. I'm gonna go for a 5. Cardio, I mean, there is no cardio again. I mean, no one seems to care about cardio. Like, why does everyone hate cardio so much? That's a 0. Aesthetic, I mean, I think it looks sick. I guess it's not super kind of coordinated. They have just put stuff in. Like, there's lots of different colors, but again, just as like a kind of raw, awesome powerlifting gym, it does look sick. So aesthetic, I'm gonna go for a 4. Ingenuity, is there anything groundbreaking? Not really. The platform's kind of cool. I like the positioning and layout of stuff. The like bar storage, that's kind of cool. They have, like, to an extent, made the most of the space. I'm gonna go for a 3.5. No, a 3, that was generous. I'm going to go for a 3. And then mat points, like, again, remember, I'm a powerlifter. This for me is very close to ideal. You could, you know, powerlift to your heart's content in this gym. So I'm gonna have to go 5 mat points, which gives you a total score of 20.5. Belliana, not your real name. That is gonna take some serious beating. Max Verk likes to twerk. I don't know, that's just an assumption I've made based on the fact it rhymes with your name. Red, that's the first thing that comes to mind here. Very heavy red theme. Not a bad thing, unless you don't like red, I guess. This reminds me of, right, we travel a lot. This reminds me of the kind of gym you'd find on, like, a Greek island or, like, in Malaysia. You know, where they've tried to make a sick gym, but they're obviously very limited with what they can get. It's kind of old school stuff, but still is a pretty sick setup. Like, we've got a cable, we've got a treadmill that's gonna be good for the cardio. You've got an adjustable bench there. A lot of dumbbells, massive dumbbells, punch bag, again good for the cardio, massive cable pullover, a few different bar options, nice range of plates. Got another cardio machine, jeez mate, like a cross trainer. You've got a machine, what even is that? It's like one of those, like, jack of all trades. I guess you can do pressing movements, possibly rowing movements, maybe on that. You can use it as a cable kind of pull down as well. You've got a rack over there. Is that a proper barbell? A bit of a rubbish barbell. You're gonna drop down on powerlifting because not an ideal powerlifting setup, but other aspects pretty strong. Right, let's mark it. Let's go bodybuilding. I'm gonna go for a 3.5. Powerlifting, I mean, this is where the gym falls down. Not ideal at all. Bench press, you can bench press there. Probably the best of the free lifts. Squat, you've got a rack there, but the bar and plate setup is not ideal. Deadlift is going to be horrendous. With that bar and plate combination, you can't get much weight on it. It's not going to be very nice. Like, not ideal for powerlifting at all. I'm going to go for a 1.5. Cardio, absolutely outrageous effort. This person is probably like a marathon runner. You've got a treadmill there. You've got a cross trainer in the corner. You've got another thing over there. What even is that over there? Like a bike or something? You've basically got an abundance of cardio equipment. I'm gonna go for a 5 because realistically you're not gonna get much better than that unless you literally just have a cardio gym. Aesthetic, I mean, I'll be honest, the red isn't doing it for me. Like I said, it just looks like a really old school kind of European gym. I'm gonna go for a 3.5. I guess you have tried to coordinate it at least. Ingenuity, got some good options. Like, you've got a good incorporation of the step into the gym. Scraping the barrel here, I'm gonna say 2. And then mat points, I mean, it's better than nothing, but for me, it's not my, oh, I feel bad now I can see him. Sorry, Max. I feel bad, but it's just, yeah, it's not my ideal gym. Like, it's cool, it is functional, but I just don't love the look of it. And like I said, for me, powerlifting, it's not ideal. I'm gonna go 2, which gives you a 17.5. Jeez Louise, I was thinking it was gonna be low. That's pretty high. I don't feel bad anymore, Max, you're welcome. Final gym of the competition, what the hell? 20.5 to beat. Okay, I've seen this one already. That's quite funny, right? So that sounds cool on the surface. This guy, Ben, told me that his parents made it for him, which makes it a little bit weird, I guess, but still, that's quite funny. I don't know why there's an animal head on it. That's a little bit intimidating. Bad if you're a vegan, but still, that's quite funny, right? That's quite a sick setup. Let's see what it's like on the inside. Solid door, looks like my grandma's conservatory. Okay, good start. That is a massive speaker, good amount of plates. The angle's making me feel a bit sick here. What is that? What is that? Is that a microwave? Pizza oven? Is it a TV? It can't be, surely it's too low to be a TV. If that's a TV, I'm questioning why it's set at that height. I'm gonna assume it's a microwave. What else? We've got a massive red ball thing. That's quite cool. That contains drinks. That's pretty cool. Whiteboard. Nice dumbbell rack. Good range of dumbbells there. Nice range of barbells as well, to be fair. What have we got? We've got 40 kilos down to like 5s by the looks of it. A nice T-bar row, that's good. You don't see many of those, that's pretty handy. Gives you options there. Okay, that's it. Black, nice black aesthetic. Looks quite cool. Okay, let's get to a point where we can see, you know, a good amount of stuff. It's quite small, to be fair, but like, they've done well with the space. I'm gonna go bodybuilding. I'm gonna say 3. Powerlifting. How many plates have we got here? Let's have a look at the plates again. Okay, not a huge amount of plates, but not too bad. You could get a reasonable amount of weight. You can squat and bench press fine. What are the barbells again? Have we got a deadlift bar? Probably not. You do have like 4 different barbells, so pretty decent powerlifting wise. Limited on the weight, I'm gonna go for a 3.5. Cardio, I don't think there's any cardio equipment here, is there? No. It's ironic that I'm criticizing gyms for not having cardio equipment because I have none and I don't intend on ever having any, but still, I've got to play to the letter of the law. That is a 0. Aesthetic, it does look pretty sick. I mean, the fact that you've got Gym Hub outside it, that's quite funny. It's a nice black aesthetic. I would like it if the window frames were black as well, or maybe had like a black blind at least that covered that. But still, like, that is a pretty nice looking gym. I'm gonna go for a 4. Ingenuity, they've done quite well with the space. They've kind of crammed in the T-bar row and the barbell like rack behind the door. That's kind of cool. Like a good amount of dumbbells on a fairly small rack. That's pretty cool. Quite good in terms of space saving. I'm gonna go for a 3. And then mat points, like I do like the fact that it's nice and black. It looks cool. Not amazing for powerlifting or bodybuilding realistically, but again, it's in a hut that says Gym Hub on it and there's a weird dead goat head hanging outside, so that's quite funny. For those reasons alone, I'm gonna give it a 4, which gives you a total score of 17.5, which means that Belliana is officially the king or queen of the gyms. That is an amazing home gym. Like, you will struggle to find a better home gym than this anywhere on YouTube within reason. Like, that's pretty incredible. I have Cez's Bobby Brown like makeup pen thing here, by to remind me, because I kept forgetting to screen record. Didn't want to keep doing that. We're done. That's it. That was an extremely long video, I think. I mean, I apologize if you're bored at this point. If you're watching the video and you're bored, then that's quite weird. When I'm bored, I typically stop doing stuff. But yeah, if you've stuck with me for this long, I appreciate it. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed it. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. Any suggestions for similar videos or different videos or just any videos, let me know in the comments, because I'm locked down. I can't do anything, so kind of scraping the barrel at this point. That's pretty much it. I think I've said all the things I would normally say at the end of a video, so this is awkward. I'm just gonna go now.